marksman.
You think a marksman?
Yes.
I think it's going to
Game
be
ke-1 guys.
probably a jungler
Onic
or
Indonesia versus Team
next
Falcon.
Palladium maybe, or maybe a marksman.
Because Lancelot is out. Labu Labu is here.
Fredrin
And
with
Yuzong is here.
Uranus di band.
Yusenshin out. We will expect new jungler. Maybe out of meta.
I saw a carry ban, so it is actually a
Maybe they will
marksman.
go for tanks.
Yeah,
Carry di
they
band.
most probably
Kalau
going for tanks. That's
Yusenshin
why, but we
Baxial
still
Lancelot.
have Moskov as a pick, as a potential pick
First
for
pick, yeah.
tanky
Yusin.
heroes. So less efficient than carry, but efficient enough, I would say.
I will not like focus on carry. I will focus on the last ban for them. If they will ban Moscow, they will go for tanks.
Definitely,
Like tanks combination.
definitely. We might see an Akai pick, actually, Akai jungle pick in that case, if it ever happens, actually. But we're
Grok
waiting.
is open.
Grok is also open, but I don't think they will go for Grok because they already have that catch on
Harusnya
level up.
kalau ya
Ruby
Yuzong,
is actually a better.
Ruby di band.
I would say
Hayabusa, it's open also.
Hayabusa is open as well. Yeah. But let's see.
There is a lot
who's-
of meta bans open. Like hero pools is open for both teams.
Definitely. Akai actually got banned, so they're not going to pick
Akai di
Akai.
band.
Who are we? I might expect a Hayabusa or a Suyo, actually. Probably a Hayabusa
Beda
or a
kayaknya yang
Suyo
ini
for
bang. Ini kayak
Onic.
yang siang nih bang.
But for Falcon, I'm not sure with this combination what would be the best pick as a jungler. Who do you think might be a jungle pick for Team Falcon? Granger as a jungle?
For Onic. But Team Falcons,
Yeah.
I want to see.
Awak pun ikut.
Hayabusa. Alright, so we're seeing a Hayabusa from Team Falcon.
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa.
Hayabusa is like it's big and it's like he can
Yusin
do the
lapu-lapu
movement
Gatot
fast.
Kaca.
Because there is no only the cat to cat, he can counter him. Also Labu Labu with some crowd control.
Well, we still have Suyo, we still have Eamon, we still have Fanny as a pick as well.
Kemudian 11
Eamon
ya.
is not actually pretty meta, but probably a potential pick, let's say.
Soalnya last pick.
Or they might have something else to say. They can go for Ling as well. Ling actually might be a choice as well. But no, we're seeing Fanny and Harith. Yeah, we're seeing Fanny and Harith. They're going all in. They're taking all the risks of the world, actually.
Nice,
So,
Fanny Harith.
that's
Still we are
quite
talking
actually
about
fun.
Fanny and they pick it.
You have no
He's
idea.
the king for this. Kairi.
Kyrie is the Fanny King.
Yes,
So
he is.
basically, yeah, it is his pick. It is
Yes.
his main. So
I don't know why they
Do you
didn't
think
ban it.
Falcon they miss it?
no, I don't think so. I think they actually
They
are
force it.
confident enough for them
To play
keep,
against.
to play
Okay.
against Fanny. So yeah,
Makes
let's
sense.
see if their confidence is.
That's a +1 for Falcon.
Yeah. Let's see. So we have the last pick from Sano for Falcon, and let's see who is he going to pick.
I want to see the full picture for Falcon.
Yeah, we still have a gold laner. We still have a gold laner remaining. This is very interesting.
For Onic, they will play for Esmeralda. Okay. Predictable.
Yeah, actually,
Esmeralda.
it's actually predictable since they're going, they're going to face Fanny. Fanny is going to have a hard time right now since she is actually facing 3 semi-tanky heroes, I would say. 1 super tanky
Wah,
hero, so
enak ini Fanny yang
it's not going to be easy for them.
As for now, Team Onic, they will focus on early games.
Yeah.
They will focus with Fanny more. But for Team Falcon, they need to disengage a lot and they need to avoid unnecessarily fights. And they need to focus on objectives more than kills.
Yeah, true. But a last comment I would say before the game starts, Team Falcons is actually missing.
Better draft.
No, they are missing damage. Actually, they are missing a damage factor right now. They have the tanky factor, but they are missing the damage factor. But the damage factor is actually with Onic more than Falcons. Yeah.
Okay, once again, Onic Indonesia versus Team Falcons. Everything is on the line. Casters, please take it away.
Thank you so much to the panel for breaking down this last series for us. It's a best of 3. The quarterfinals to move on to the semifinals. What is up, guys? It's me, Nice, joined with Wolf one more time for tonight. Well, hopefully we get 3 games. Wolf, What do we think of the draft here? Kairi's on
Ini karena di
a
Arab
Fanny,
itu nya
and I
kan bang.
know, you know, there's a bunch of fans out there that are rejoicing for the Fanny pick for Kairi. I was hoping for the Barretts, man. I know he brought it up during their group stage games. And what do you think about this? How's this matchup work? The Fanny, the Hayabusa, but
Kairi
the rest
dari
of the
biru.
compositions as well.
And when people say, when you start a sentence with Kairi's Fanny, typically the response is say less. Right?
Say less.
This guy knows this hero so well. It's one of the best players to ever touch this hero. And I'm legitimately scared for Team Falcons here. However, I think that Team Falcons have drafted well against it. They did not get a marksman, so they're not that dependent. They are answering Kairi. That's the first blood. They are indeed prepared for it, Taisu. And
What
that's
is
the first
fear?
blood. Oh my goodness, this is pretty bad for Kairi. Now they want more troll. Falcon is Kalea. That's also been always bad against them. They're gonna get more out of this, but Kairi not having the purple buff. He did take it, but he lost it thereafter. That is even more frustrating if you're a Fanny player.
Yeah, and they know he's going to be going to this orange. So look at the rotation here from Team Falcons. Are they actually going to go and pressure him here, or is Boya just going to take this little camp? Okay, he does do just that. So he'll get his orange buff protected here as well by Keyboy to help him out. But yeah, losing that purple buff early on, that sucks for Fanny. You know, everybody that's played Fanny, everybody that's played, you know, we saw the Ling yesterday, by the way, and we had this discussion about the Fanny and the Ling, right? And how equally that purple buff is so important for these heroes to make it work. But nonetheless, Kairi's still going to play, still go with the rotation they're looking for. They might just give up this first turtle because they don't want to continue to fall behind. Now, gold-wise, it's nothing incredible for Team Falcons, but slowing down a Fanny, when a Fanny is opposing you, is one of the best things you can have in the early game, right? So Team Falcons, hopefully with that, they can continue to put pressure, especially now that Troll is level 4 in this Kalea. They can continue to put pressure where they choose. That's one of the great things about it. And if I can say something about Team Falcons, one of the games we've seen previously, Troll has done an amazing job with the roam role. Usually it's either the Kalea or the Cho picks that he picks up, and he's able to set things up really well for the rest of the team. Even so, this is super comfort for Boyet. You know, Boyet's played the Hayabusa multiple times in Games of the Future alone, and it's worked really well for them. At times, he's able to go ahead and carry some of the momentum throughout the game where the rest of the team then shows up, you know, that mid to late game here. So Team Falcons in a good position 3 minutes into this first game.
Super good position. They have stopped the onslaught of this Fanny coming up from Kairi. The fact that Hayabusa is having a way better time compared to the Fanny, which will mean that the next two turtles will be in their favor easily. And they can even activate the heroes earlier on. What will happen is that the next following cycles of the purple buff or the entire buffs, they should be contesting. And if they are playing it correctly, if there's Yuzhong, Esmeralda with the Kalea Farsa, this could be a very strong composition to take over the opposing purple buff. So you would expect that there will be a lot of wars between around the purple buff later on. Maybe even more than the turtle, because Onic, I think that what they're going to be trying to do now is to forego the turtle and get that one out. Initiation onto P-Boy, very tanky, AOG out. Going to be safe. Onic popping the Revitalize. Yeah, and you would feel Onic will not be contesting this turtle. They will focus on their purple buff. Team Falcons are giving it away though. It's going to be a little bit of mercy here being shown by Team Falcons. But I think that they are more concerned about the upcoming turtle as they are.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure Boy got his, but they're fighting for it.
Oh, they are indeed fighting for it. Onic actually starts this one out. The Jushin actually kills off the Kalea. Now it comes Boy and they really want to go for the Predator. There's like Boy takes the turtle while Sanji in trouble in the middle of the fight. Now Kairi dealing the damage right now. Casually going for the cables. Not the fastest you were seeing it, but what a nice lift up coming out from Sans. Forcing the flicker out from Sano. So far, Sans has been picking up the slack for Onic.
Oh, are they still going? I think, okay, Keyboy's going to be fine. Look at the pressure, though, up top. Kairi jumps back in. Whoa! Okay, he takes it back from Boyet.
Okay. I mean, You would not expect that for sure if you are Boyan. You're feeling very confident of the start that you've had. I understand why he was in that spot. He really wants to take away some of the green caps away from Kairi, because that's what you really do against the Fanny. You take away the purple buff, you take away the green caps. It doesn't matter if you kill off the Fanny or not. What matters more is you stop it from farming, and I think that could be the answer for Team Falcons. However, yep, it seems like Boy and the other members of Onic, they're prepared to defend Kairi's.
Oh, nggak enak harinya bang.
Yeah, this is the thing, you know, for a bit,
Mungkin ngantuk.
Boyan had a bit of a lead against Kairi, but a couple fights will put him back in position where he needs to be, and that's one of the things you want to kind of keep track of, right? Team Falcons, like I said, ain't that little bit of a lead game. It's now this next turtle that found that Onic can contest that one, and some reason Troll is able to go ahead and get a pick off. Again, we're seeing them play around here, and again, he's providing a lot of that for them, scouting things out on the Scattercontra, and you know, Troll's got to do the same thing, but far so good of sides. I mean, Team slipping behind in the game. They're actually the
1000 bang, 720 memang burik bang ini bang. 10 80
fights just so much
burik.
because again, when you're looking at the scaling that they have, and as Esmeralda here, you need to build up. Oh, this turtle though, this is what I'm saying. They're going to contend it.
We're now too far away from the fight. Actually,
so far.
Wanna really get a kill onto that one now. Points gets the turtle, but Skylar bursts down. Sanchi will get a kill on the troll as well. The Team Falcons are obliterated by the members of Onic. Stop out from Sano Coffin, might run away. He will. But now Sano's getting lifted up. You want to try to find this Boyan wants to go for it, but a stun from T-Boy in the ton as well. They are prepared for this. Boyan wants to run away, but the damage from Skylar might be there. The flicker from Ludwig, the finish of the Hayabusa. Last hit, of course, for Skylar, which is the perfect scenario for Onic. 3 kills for the gold laner.
Berat lagi
Just like
ngalahin
that,
Onic,
Onic are
guys.
in control again.
Pistol,
So
Kairi.
that's timed so well. You know, Skylar at 3-0 right now on that Harith. Great usage of just kind of juggling what they had for the main part here. And, you know, all that under a turret too, Wolf. You know, that's the thing. So, yeah, that gets him the Starlium Scythe, Feather of Heaven. He's going to build into his next item. And the thing is like, again, with that early kill against Kairi, he's fine. If you notice the way he's moving into these fights with a Blade of Hepsis plus that Malefic Roar, it's enough to go ahead and do quite a bit of damage to even the tankier heroes of Team Falcons, and then he lets the rest of the team clean up from that point. So for Team Falcons, again, they've really got to choose the battles here correctly. Troll on the Kalea can always go for one of these members. There's only one Purify over there, right? And that's on Skylar. But the main thing is if Troll goes in, chooses to actually initiate a fight, the follow-up has to be there. And unfortunately with this kind of lineup, if the feathered airstrike is off target and it's that far away like we just saw, you lose a ton of damage potential for a team fight, especially around an objective. So you don't want this Lord to go that same way that last turtle did. And it's 10 seconds away here. And you can see Onic is going to go ahead and make this macro move. Not sure if Keyboy is actually going to jump in for this, just making sure things are okay. Lord spawns on the other side of the map, and they'll start to rotate up. So for Team Falcons, that's the big test ahead of them. Can they get the favorable positioning in this fight? Can they actually potentially pick someone off? Because even if they go for Skylar, they go for the Harith, and they are able to get the Purify out, that's one thing. They still have to follow through after that.
Onic are moving as a unit. This 4-man squad from Onic Philippines are just always yards away from each other to jump in from Troll. They want to go for this kill of the keyboard, but he's very tanky now. Troll getting punched because of that. The jump, the stun of the Sando. They can lift him up afterwards, but now from the backlines, that is actually the jump from the Yuzong to fend up the attack, allow Sano to get out of that fight. Already Team Falcons have lost their rover. They also have spent some of their battle skills in there. All the while, Keyboy and Lupi gaining more ground. Zushin on the forward push as well. Onic will just collect this Lord as Team Falcons have lost control of that part of the map, while Lupi already setting up for a push up top.
Yep, tier 2 down, does the work there. And you see what I'm saying, Wolf? Like, Team Falcons, if they decide to go in a fight, and it's been Troll to lead that charge, most of the time his target is keyboard. Like he's grabbing keyboard, right? So revitalize his pop, you do that, but then Troll is just gone so quickly because of this power spike that's been hit by Onic early on. Holy Crystal now too for Skylar, so the damage throughput even more now. And so the answer for Team Falcons once again is to, you know, who is that person going to be? Like if they go for a pickoff, you could say goodbye to Troll. Troll's been mostly just, you know, setting things up but then dies. And unfortunately, you don't have, other than the Feathered Airstrike right now, you don't really have that much. Like Sano, again, picking up the Esmeralda against the Harith makes sense, you know, in terms of the matchup, but it's just not working here. The fact too that Boyet is on this Hayabusa, even if he goes into Shadow Kill, it's not enough damage to actually make Onic worry, you know? And it's just a case of the composition that Team Falcons brought to the table here. You know, even a Black Dragon form, which we usually see a big threat, it doesn't matter. He's even whittled down when he's in that form because of what Onic is capable of doing. So right now with this lead, 5,000 gold, they do continue to take resources here from Team Falcons. They'll continue to focus down these tier 2 turrets in the mid and the bottom. But at least, if I could say the shining light here. Whoa, hold on.
Oh, that's the combo brace right into the AOG. Sanji got me melted down, and they want to go for Troll this time. Sans collects that kill. They get two just in the snap. Initiation coming up from Luthi with the flicker and the AOG to follow it up. My goodness, Onic are explosive this time. Now they want more. Oh no. Sana jumps into the zone of Sans. This Jushin. You cannot do that against Sans, but fortunately he gets out. Skylar sees an opportunity in here, but he might not transfer into the mid lane. Zaman first committed once again. The Fanny goes to the counter. Fanny can get the kill now. Oh, yes, he will. Some damage still over out there to take down that Farsa. Now the wave clear is out for Team Falcons.
You're gonna find him in this turret. Boy's just trying to clear this minion out so they can save this. Petrify used, but won't be able to get that bottom turret, potentially the top. What I was going to say earlier before that initiation happened by Ludwig was one of the great things about Team Falcons, or one of the hopes of Team Falcons lineup, is the Feathered Airstrike clear ability. Like, you can clear out these minions, you can defend on the high ground with it, but you saw what happened, man. As soon as that Feathered Airstrike was used to clear that lane, Onic was like, all right, they don't have that. Let's just fight them. And so that's the other thing. Cuffin even needs to be wary of how he uses that in those situations, because once it's down, again, you don't have a big portion of your damage profile. So they are going to actually, seems like they want to go for this.
Oh, but how they're AOG for that, but they did take out Ludwig. Now the Shadow Kill's not going to be enough to get the bonus kills. Skylar dancing over the Zaman Force. Roll is tanking for now, but he will eventually go down. Sano wants to take advantage of the shields, but 4 members of Onic now onto this Esmeralda. It's taking a lot of time. Sano's surviving for this one. Flickers to the left onto Skylar. He might get a kill, but no, Skylar uses the wall. And now Sano getting lifted up. Sano survives all that. Well done coming up from the Esmeralda and almost taking out Skylar in the process. If you think about it, that's a win for Team Falcons. Yeah. They did take out Ludwig in that clash.
Well, imagine if they weren't 8,000 gold behind, right? I know this is still going to be a Lord for Onic unless Boyet is able to pull out a miracle. Now, Unbreakable.
Oh my goodness, a 2-man Unbreakable. Converted a 2-man meltdown of Boyet with a Steamer Edgy. Kairi will take him down with the retribution of all things. And now it's only out the Troll into Sano. Coffin is down for 24 seconds.
Oh, Troll's trying to delay this.
Defense Troll with the flicker out. Trying to delay things right now.
Mau
Seems very difficult. Skylar fends him off with that Salmon Force committed. It seems like Team Falcons will last for another minute, a few more minutes now, as the Fanny will focus on taking this Lord.
Yeah, great choice there from Troll to delay that mid-wave to push in. So buys them enough time to go ahead and get back into the game. You know, everybody's up here, but man, again, you saw the health bars were just gone when they decided to go and fight. And Onic, you know, with this lead, look at this. Look at their items, man. Again, even for Skylar, now with the Divine Glaive locked in, Kairi picking up a Radiant Armor, right? He's already got the bases covered for physical with the Brute Force. Now he went with the Radiant Armor. You know, his whole job is just to kind of swoop in, do a little damage, and let the rest of the team shine from there. So now with this Lord in the mid, base turrets nearly down, bottom one to follow. Team Falcons down massively. Can they defend?
Zone pops, the ultimate Boyan onto left. All
Itu tuh siapa itu? Hayabusanya.
Himself strong catches free, but it comes Boyan. Oh, he doesn't shoot out some of the T-Boy, but Sandy will fall. Now Kairi onto the path as he wants to go kill a troll, and he gets it onto that
Nice.
far side is Lutfi. Now the Boyan is down, and the base is also in trouble. Onic making quick work as well of Team of Falcons.
Onic will take game one off of that ending triple for Kairi on the Fanny. Again, after dying to the first blood, what an adjustment there, but tough one to see. You know, again, you know, the Team Falcons, they seem to have a game plan in mind. They weren't able to execute it, unfortunately. That lineup, that composition that they had here, just very difficult. And that's why I said, yeah, it was great to see Sano go 1v4, 1v3, but he's just, again, you're down 8,000 gold. Let's throw it over to the panel, though, to break down a game one further.
Onic Indonesia made a statement. Onic came prepared, they came focused, and they are clearly not kidding around in this series. They did not give Team Falcon a chance on that game. Good?
Definitely, yeah. They didn't even give them a chance to breathe, you know. They immediately, you know, dominated, and they devoured the entire team. And they devoured the buffs. They controlled the map, full control of the map, full control of the game. But that's what we were expecting from Onic anyways, you know, because this is usually Onic's top Onic play. So, you know, congrats for them. Not very surprised, you know, the typical Onic actually.
And I would just love to say that last kills by Kairi.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, its own Fanny King. He's the king of Fanny, exactly, you know. But I salute Team Falcons for holding the door. Actually, they were holding the door as much as they could. Wasn't very easy, but they kept on, you know, trying to survive, trying to actually hope for a change in the game, but it was kind of too late for them.
they were trying to hold it, the soldier, as much as they can.
As for Team Falcons, they are trying to hold because they captured the 3 turtles. But